So friends, in this class we are going to solve some of the problems, that means numerical problems from the chapter of price elasticity of demand. We have the questions like this. The first question is, the price of a commodity falls from rupees 50 to rupees 30, resulting in an increase in the purchase of the commodity from 200 units to 220 units. Calculate EP. Now friends, we have to calculate EP with the help of the given informations. Now we will write down the above informations. What has been given to us? Now we have the price falls from rupees 50 to rupees 30. So the initial price was rupees 50. The final price, that means the price falls to rupees 30. So our P is rupees 50 and our P1 is rupees 30. Now, due to the fall in price of the commodity, the quantity purchased by the consumer, the initial quantity was 200 units, and with a fall in price, the quantity purchased increased to 220 units. These are the informations given to us. With the help of these informations, we will calculate the value of EP. So friends, we know that the formula for EP, first we will write down the formula for EP. What is the formula for EP? EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is the formula for EP. Here delta Q is change in quantity, delta P is change in price, P is initial price, Q is our initial quantity. Now we will find out the value of, what is the value of delta Q and what is the value of delta P. We know that delta Q is the change in quantity. The difference between the initial quantity and the final quantity is our delta Q. So initial quantity is 200 units and quantity goes up to 220 units. So delta Q equal to a difference 20 units. Delta Q is our 20 units. Now we will find out the value of delta P. Delta P is the difference between the two prices, initial price and change in price. So it is initial price, price falls to rupees 30, so change in price is rupees 20. Now we have find out the value of delta Q and delta P. With the help of this value, we will find the value of EP. Now we will put down this value in this formula. Our EP is delta Q. Delta Q is our 20 units. 20 divided by delta P. What is the value of delta P? Rupees 20. 20 by 20 into P. P is our initial price. 50 divided by Q. Q is our initial quantity. It is 200 units. Now by solving this, it comes to 1 by 4 equal to 0.25. So friends, we have find out the value of EP with the formula, with the application of the formula. Now our EP is, the value of EP is, this is 0.25. EP equal to 0.25. This is our value of EP. So friends, this problem we have solved. Now we will come to the next problem. Now we will come to the next problem. The problem number 2. This problem tells us at a price of rupees 4 per unit, a consumer buys 50 units of a good. The price elasticity of demand is 2. How many units will the consumer buy at a price of rupees 3 per unit? What are the informations given us here? The informations are the price, the initial price is at a price of rupees 4 per unit. So the initial price or P is equal to rupees 4. With this price, the consumer buys 50 units of a good. So Q is our 50 units. Q is 50 units. What are the other informations given us here? The price elasticity of demand is 2. EP, here EP is given. EP equal to 2. This is the minus sign because we know that the numerical sign, the sign of price elasticity of demand is negative sign. Why? And this is due to the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So the sign of EP is normally negative. Naturally we have to make it positive by putting a modulus sign. So here the sign is given like this. The EP is 2. Now what has been given to find out? The price elasticity of demand is 2. How many units will the consumer buy at a price of rupees 3 per units? Now we see the P1 rupees 3. The change in price is rupees 3. When the price is 3 per unit, how many units the consumer will buy? So how many units, that means the final quantity they have asked to find out. They have given everything, but this Q1 they have not given. We have to find out the amount purchased by the consumer. That means our Q1. So we have to apply the same formula, the EP formula of EP. EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Now we'll put the value of delta Q. Delta Q, how we will get the value of delta Q? Delta Q means the difference between the initial quantity and the final quantity. Obviously we have here the initial quantity, that means 50 units, but they have not given us the final quantity, that is Q1. So we have put it as delta Q, same delta Q, because we have to find out this portion. Delta Q by delta P. What is the value of delta P? See here, initial price is rupees 4, price falls to rupees 3. So delta P is 1. Our delta P is rupees 1. Change, this is the change. 4 से 3 हो गया. So delta Q by delta P into P. P means ये वाला initial price 4. Q means 50. वो क्या दे दिया? EP. EP is 2. So ये EP हमको मिल गया. All of it has been given. So this is 2 and we have put the value of delta P, P and Q. Now we will find the value of delta Q. we have calculated the value of delta Q. By solving this, we have calculated the value of delta Q. Our delta Q is 25 units. See here, this is the calculation and this is the our desired unit of delta Q. Now we have to calculate this portion Q1, final quantity. This is not the answer, this is the delta Q, but we have to, from this delta Q, we have to calculate Q1. How we will get the value of Q1? Now we will see. Q1 is the final quantity. Delta Q is the change in initial and final. So we will see how we will find delta Q1. Now we will go to the problem. Here we see the price was rupees 4 per unit, and due to this the consumer buys 50 units. Now the price falls to rupees 3. Price falls to rupees 3. So friends, we know that according to the law of demand, as price of the commodity goes down, its demand, the demand of the consumer for the commodity goes up. Price goes down, demand goes up. So now we here see the price, initial price was rupees 4 and the final price was rupees 3. So price falls, price goes down. With a fall in price here, obviously the quantity demanded will rise. That means initial quantity 50. So the final quantity will be more than the initial quantity. What amount will be increased? Now this delta Q amount is the increasing amount. So Q1 equal to Q plus delta Q. Friends, you see here Q1. Here this is our final quantity. It is not given to us. We have to find out this final quantity. How we will find out the final quantity? We will add delta Q with the initial quantity, because here the trend is rising trend, quantity is increasing, quantity is going up due to fall in price. So we will add delta Q with Q. So our Q was 50 units plus increase delta Q 25 units. It comes to 75 units. So friends, you see here, this is our answer, 75 units. Friends, you have to remember here, it is a fall in price case. With a fall in price, quantity purchased by the consumer will obviously increase due to, as it follows the law of demand. So as quantity purchased increase, so we have to add delta Q with Q. There may be questions, price of commodity increases and quantity demanded falls. In that case, we have to subtract delta Q from Q, because due to a rise in price, according to demand law, due to a rise in price, quantity demanded falls. That means the final quantity will be less than the initial quantity. What will be the less amount? Minus amount. Now the minus or less amount is our delta Q. So this, friends, you have to remember these two tricks. Now friends, we will solve another problem from this chapter. Now I will erase this question. Question number 3. The quantity demanded of a commodity at price rupees at price rupees 8 per unit is 600 units. Its price falls by 25%, and quantity demanded rises by 120 units. 120 units. Calculate EP. Calculate EP. Is it demand elastic? Is it demand elastic? So friends, the question is like this. Now friends, the question is the quantity demanded of a commodity at price rupees 8 per unit is 600 units. Its price falls by 25% and quantity demanded rises by 120 units. Calculate EP. So what are the informations given us here? Price, they have given us price P. At a price rupees 8 per unit, price rupees 8. The price P initial price has been given, and with this price of rupees 8 per unit, the quantity demanded is Q equal to 600 units. They have given us 600 units. Then the next information we will see. Its price falls by 25%. Now they have not given us the final price. That means P1 they have not given us. We have to find out the price or final price. 25% falls. The initial price का 25% फॉल हो गया. सो इनिशियल प्राइस इज रुपीज 8. इसका 25% 25% of rupees 8, it comes to rupees 2. It is the 25% of rupees 8. 8 into 25 by 100, it comes to rupees 2. So this rupees 2, what is this? Whether it is the final price? No, this is not the final price. This is not P1. We have to find out P1 from this. Friends, you see, the price falls by 25%. They have not given you. The price falls to 25 or the price falls to 4 or 2. इस तरफ they have not given. They have given the price falls by 25%. So what is the 25% of rupees 8? The 25% of rupees 8 is 2. So now the final price is P1. This amount price fall हो गया. So P1 equal to initial price rupees 8 minus fall हो गया rupees 2. So our P1 is rupees 6. Price falls by. So you have to remember, price falls by, this means this is the changing price. This is our delta P itself. So you see here, so when we deduct this falling amount from the initial price, we get our final price. So you see delta P, what is the value of delta P? Delta P is initial price rupees 8 minus final price rupees 6 equal to, it comes to rupees 2. So this is our ultimate delta P. So we can use it itself as delta P, or we can, from this amount we can find out the value of P1. So now with this information we will calculate EP. Now EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. What is the value of delta Q? Delta Q. Delta Q means change in quantity. Initial quantity is our 600 units. Now, what is the value of Q1? In order to get delta Q, we have to know what is the amount of Q and what is the amount of Q1. Then only we can get the value of delta Q. Now we have here our amount of Q, that means 600 units. Now we will find out what is Q1. Friends, you see here, due to a fall in price by 25%, the demand rises by 100 units. Now what is Q1? It is not, Q1 is not 120 units. The demand rises by 120 units. This is the word by, you have to remember here, not to. If they will give you the demand rises to, yeah, demand falls to, then this is the final quantity. But they have given the word by, so you have to distinguish between the word by and to. If they will give by, then this is not the final, this is the change portion. If they have given the word to, then this is the final, either the quantity or the price. So here they have given the amount rises by. This is the most important word you have to remember here, by. The demand rises by 120 units. So delta Q is, now the Q1 is Q plus delta Q. That means, what is delta Q? Delta Q means this 120 rises by, itna rise hua. So the Q1 equal to 600 plus 120 units equal to 720 units. Now our Q1 is 720 units. So you see here, delta Q, 600, 720, 120 units comes to us. This is, they have given this amount, 120 rises by 120. This 120 is our delta Q. Now we will put the value of all these informations and find the value of EP. Now delta Q equal to 120 डेल्टा पी चेंज इन प्राइस हम लोग का कितना था, प्राइस फॉल्स बाय 25%, दैट मीन्स 2 रुपीज 2, इनिशियल प्राइस 8, फाइनल प्राइस हम लोग का मिला था रुपीज 6. सो चेंज इन प्राइस डेल्टा पी इज आवर रुपीज 2, डेल्टा क्यू बाय डेल्टा पी into P. P is 8 by Q. Q is 600. This is the informations given us here. It comes to 4.5 equal to 0.8. Friends, by calculating all these informations, all these informations, we have get the value of EP. EP is 0.8. Sorry, friends. So this is the final value of EP. So by solving all this, now we will get this 4 by 5 equal to 0.8. So friends, we have solved the problem with the help of the above informations. Now friends, we will go to another problem. Problem 4. The price elasticity of demand of a good is 0.5. The consumer buys the consumer buys 50 units of the good. The consumer buys 50 units of the good at a price of rupees 10 per unit. 10 per unit. Rupees 10 per unit. At what price will the consumer be willing to buy 60 units. Now friends, this is our question, and the informations given here are the price elasticity of demand of a good is 0.5. Now the first information they have given us the numerical value of EP. The numerical value of EP they have given. EP equal to, this is 0.5. The consumer buys 50 units of the good. They have given us Q, initial quantity, equal to 50 units of the good at a price of rupees 10 per unit. Price they have given us, initial price equal to rupees 10 per unit. At what price will the consumer be willing to buy? 60 units. At what price? They have not given us the final price, that is P1. We have to find out this final price. We have to find out this, at what price, that means P1. Again they have given us at what price will the consumer be willing to buy. 60 units they have given us Q1, that means 60 units. They have given EP, elasticity of demand, initial quantity, final quantity, initial price, and they have asked to find out what is the amount of final price. Now friends, with this information we will calculate P1. So friends, we know that EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. They have given us EP. What is the value of EP? 0.5. They have already given. Equal to delta Q. What is delta Q? Q1 difference. Delta Q equal to 10 units. 10 units. So we will put this amount 10 delta Q by, we have no information regarding delta P because P1 is not given. So we will be put itself delta P into P. P means initial quantity, that is our 50 units. Sorry. P means initial price, that is our rupees 10 divided by Q. Q means initial quantity, that is our 50 units. So all these informations are given to us. We have to find out the value of delta P here. So now this is this portion. We have to first find out, or 10 by delta P. We have to separate this portion and we have to put combine this. So 10 by delta P equal to 0.5 into 50 by 10. So this is. Now it comes to 2.5. 0.5 into 50 by 10, it comes to 2.5. 10 by delta P is 2.5. Now what is the value of delta P? Delta P equal to 10 by 2.5 equal to 4. Our delta P is 4. As it is the price, so we can put here rupees 4. So we have find out the value of delta P. So with the help of delta P, now we will find out the value of P1. So friends, now we will see whether P final price is increasing or final price is decreasing. How we will know? We will see the amount, initial quantity purchased and the final quantity purchased by the consumer. We see here the initial quantity purchased by the consumer is 50 units and the final quantity purchased is 60 units. So the quantity demanded increases by the consumer. So obviously, with the law of demand, according to the law of demand, when the quantity purchased increased, when there is a fall in price. So in this case, obviously there is a fall in price. Due to the fall in price, the quantity purchased by the consumer increased. So the fall in price, what will be the final price? That means P1 equal to P minus delta P. This is the fall in price. इनिशियल प्राइस से कम हो गया फाइनल प्राइस. इनिशियल प्राइस कितना ना रुपीस, आपका रुपीस 10 माइनस डेल्टा पी. हाउ मच इज डेल्टा पी? रुपीस 4. नाउ P1 is rupees 6. So this is the final price. This is our desired answer. This is the value of P1. P1 is rupees 6. Friends, this is our answer of the problem. Now we will find out. Now we will go to another question. Question number 5. Question number 5 is like this. A consumer buys a consumer buys 40 units 40 units of a good 40 units of a good at a price of rupees 3 per unit. Rupees 3 per unit. When price rises, to rupees 4 per unit, he buys 30 units. He buys 30 units. Calculate EP. Calculate EP by expenditure method. Calculate EP by expenditure method. Now friends, this is our question. The question is like this: a consumer buys 40 units of a good at a price of rupees 3 per unit. So, our information is like this: initial quantity is 40 units at a price of rupees 3 per unit. Initial price is rupees 3. When the price rises to rupees 4 per unit, P1 equal to rupees 4. Now the price rises to rupees 4 per unit. Quantity, he buys quantity 30 units. Q1 equal to 30 units. Calculate EP by expenditure method. These are the informations given us here. So friends, you know that this is the expenditure method. With the help of the expenditure method or total outlay method, we have to calculate the value of EP. So how we will do this? Now we will put all these informations in a tabular form. With the help of a table, we will calculate EP. This is our price. This is price. This is quantity. This is total expenditure. How will get total expenditure? Total expenditure is price into quantity. This is in rupees. This is in units. This is in rupees. This is EP. With the help of this table, we will calculate the value of EP by expenditure method. Expenditure method means we have to calculate the expenditure on the commodity with this following price and quantity given to us. Now we will calculate what will be the amount of expenditure the consumer have to incur on this commodity. Now see, price is rupees 3. Initial price is rupees 3, and with this initial price of rupees 3, the consumer buys. What is the amount consumer buys? Rupees 3 में 40 units. This is our initial price, and in this price the consumer buys 40 units of a commodity. Now what will be the amount of total expenditure here? Price into quantity. Now 3 into 40, it comes to 120 rupees. This is total expenditure. Now we see here the price rises to rupees 4. The final price, it is 4. With a rise in price, the quantity purchased must reduce, goes down. So the quantity, final quantity is 30 units. Price 4, quantity, price increases, quantity decreases to 30 units. So what will be the total expenditure here? Price into quantity, it comes to 120. So friends, you see here, this is initial price, initial quantity, and total expenditure. Final price, final quantity and its total expenditure. Now we see here the total expenditure remain constant. So friends, in the total expenditure method we know that with a rise or fall in price, if the total expenditure remain constant, then the EP is UDT. That means EP equal to 1. We have this formula. With a rise or fall in price, here price rises, total expenditure remain constant. Or if the price falls, total expenditure remain constant, then it is also the case of unitary elastic. That means EP in this case is 1 or unity. So friends, with the help of the total expenditure method, here we have calculated the value of EP. So friends, see. Now we'll go to another problem. This is our problem number 6. Problem number 6 is like this. Price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand of a good is 1. The consumer buys 8 units of the good. The consumer buys 8 units of the good. The consumer buys 8 units of the good when its price is rupees 7 per units. When its price is rupees 7 per unit. Price elasticity of demand of a good is 1. The consumer buys 8 units of the good when its price is rupees 7 per unit. How many unit? How many unit will be demanded by the consumer if its price rises, if its price rises to rupees 8 per unit by using expenditure method. Now friends, at first we will see the problem thoroughly. Price elasticity of demand of a good is 1. The consumer buys 8 units of the good when its price is rupees 7. As they have given us, by using the expenditure method, we will calculate. They have given EP. We will solve the problem with the help of this tabular form. Now, what are the informations they have given to us? First, they have given the value of EP. The EP is 1. 1. They have given EP is 1. The consumer buys 8 units of the good when its price is rupees 7. Initial price is rupees 7. In this initial price of rupees 7, the consumer buys 8 units of a good. This is price, this is quantity purchased by the consumer. Now what will be the total expenditure incurred by the consumer by purchasing 8 units of the commodity with a price of rupees 7? Now the total expenditure is 56. Rupees 56. Now how many unit will be divided by the consumer if its price rises to 8 unit? Now the final price is 8. So price increases to 8. They have given us this final price, but they have not given us the final quantity. They have asked this area. They have asked this area. How many unit will be demanded when its price rises to rupees 8? So they have asked this. How we will calculate this portion? How we will find out total expenditure? Without total expenditure, how we will find out Q? So there are two unknown variables. Total expenditure with a rise in price. We have not here the amount of total expenditure. With a rise in price, we have not here the amount of quantity, final quantity. So we see here two unknown variables. So with the two unknown variables, how we can solve this problem? So friends, you see here there is an interesting information for us. What is this interesting information? They have given us EP. EP they have given. The value of EP they have given. The value of EP is, in this case, EP equal to 1. That means unitary elastic. With the help of this information, we will calculate these two. Friends, we know that if with a rise or fall in price, the total expenditure remain constant, then EP will be 1. In this case, they have given us the value of EP 1. Then we have to assume that the total expenditure will remain same. What was the final expenditure? That will also be the, what was the initial expenditure? That will also be the final expenditure. Only if the expenditure, initial and final, the two expenditure remain constant, in that case only EP will be 1. So we will put the value of final expenditure in this case is 56. But they have not given this 56. They have not given this. With the help of this final expenditure, now we will calculate the final quantity demanded. So friends, we know that total expenditure equal to P into Q. Price into quantity equal to total expenditure. Now we have got the total expenditure. This is our 56 equal to P into Q. P, this is our P, 8 into Q. We have to find out this Q. Q is not given. So Q equal to, or Q1, this is, you can say that Q1 equal to 56 divided by 8. It comes to 7 unit. So friends, you see, now we have our final quantity, that means 7 units. So you see here, initial price 7, initial quantity 8, total expenditure is our 56. Now final price is 8, final quantity is our 7, total expenditure is our 56. So as total expenditure remain constant, they have given the value of EP. So as they have given the value of EP, we have to keep the two expenditure same, that means constant. With this tricky information, we can find the value of Q. So this is the solution of the above problem. Friends, we will come to another problem. Problem 7. Question 7. The question is like this. The demand function is given as Q equal to minus 100 plus 10p. The question is like this. The demand function is given as, this is the demand function, Q equal to minus 100 plus 10p, where p equal to rupees 15. Find EP by point method. Point method. So in various method we have solved the value of EP. By percentage method, by expenditure method, and now we will solve the value of EP with the help of point method. So friends, you see here, they have given us this information. Demand function is like this. So friends, at first we will put the formula for EP. We will write down the formula for EP. EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is our formula for EP. But you see here, the question is little bit tricky. We have not the value of delta Q, neither the value of EP, neither the value of delta P, neither PQ. P का वैल्यू यहाँ पर तो है, लेकिन चेंज इन प्राइस P1 नहीं है, Q का वैल्यू इस तरफ दिया है, ये डिफरेंट टाइप का वैल्यू दिया है Q का, Q1 नहीं है, सो डेल्टा Q ऐसे मिलेगा. So how we will calculate the value of EP in this case? So friends, by using the point method, we will calculate the value of EP here. Now, friends, you see here, this is in the form of an equation. We know that this is the equation of a straight line. Equation of a straight line is y equal to mx plus c. In this case, in the point method, the demand curve is linear, straight line, downward sloping. So, downward sloping linear demand curve, the slope is negative. So, in the form of a straight line equation, they have given this equation where the slope is in the negative form due to the downward sloping of the linear demand curve. Now we will find out EP. First we will find out what is the value of delta Q by delta P. Then we will find out PQ like this. So, as it is in the form of a equation, so we will solve it by derivative method. So, instead of delta Q by delta P, we can write dQ by dP. Delta means change, delta Q means change in quantity, delta P means change in price, D means change. In mathematics, D means change. So, dQ by dP, we have put this instead of this. So, dQ by dP. Now, we will substitute the value of dQ by dP. D, they have given the value of Q. This value of Q, we will put here. We will keep D outside because it is in the derivative form. So, what is the value of Q? Q equal to minus 100 plus 10P. This is dQ. D, this is the value of Q divided by dP. So, friends, you see here, this is the derivative form. Now, we will find out the derivative of all this equation. So, what will be the derivative of this? Friends, first we will find out the derivative of minus 100. What will be the derivative of minus 100? This is, first we will find out its derivative. So, you know that this is a number. 100 is a number, whether it is positive or negative. 100 means 100. 100 का कोई change नहीं होता है. So, this is a constant. Constant का derivative होता है आपका 0. So, this portion will be 0 because constant का derivative 0 because constant का कोई change नहीं होता है, इसीलिए तो वो constant है. 0 plus इसी पोर्शन 10 इंटू P का वैल्यू वो लोग दे दिए ₹5, ₹15. This is our numerator. Now the denominator is like this. इसका डेरिवेटिव होगा P का. ये तो कांस्टेंट नहीं है, P का वैल्यू तो कांस्टेंट नहीं है, तो चेंज हो सकता है. 5, 6, 10, 12, 100, 200 तो हो सकता है. सो P का वैल्यू कितना वो लोग दिए 15. Only this is constant, so this is we have put 0 against the constant number. So it comes to 10. What is 10? dQ by dP. This is our delta Q by delta P. This is 10. Delta Q by delta P is our 10. Now with this information, we will find out the value of EP. Friends, you see here, EP equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Now, what is the value of delta Q by delta P? This is the value of delta Q by delta P. In this case, we will substitute the value 10 here. 10 into P. वो लोग दे दिए 15 divided by Q. What is the value of Q? This is the value of Q. Now we will find out the actual value of Q. It is in the derivative form. But what will be the actual value of Q? So Q equal to, now we will find out here, Q equal to minus 100 plus 10 into 15. We have substituted the value. Minus 100 plus 10 P is your 15. It comes to minus 100 plus 150 equal to 50 units, as it is Q quantity, so it is 50 units. Now our Q is 50 units. So in this place, instead of writing only Q, we will put 50 units. So it comes to equal to 3. So what is the value of EP here? EP equal to, in this case, EP is 3. So friends, you see how we have calculated the value of EP in this question. This question is given us in the form of a equation. That means in the form of a equation of a straight line, and it is, they have given us this to find EP by point method. With the point method, we have, because there is a small change, infinitely small change. If there is a infinitely small change in EP, we have to use point method. So small change means इसीलिए we have used dq by dp, very small change. Instead of delta q by delta p, we have solved this question by dq by dp by making the derivative of the equation, and we have find out EP of this question. Now friends, we will solve another question in another method. The question is like this. This question was from point method. Another question we have solved in total expenditure method. Other questions we have solved by percentage method. This question we will solve by another method. Question 8. Suppose a departmental store, has a sale on its silverware cutlery. If the price of a plate setting, if the price of a plate setting, if the price of a plate setting is reduced from rupees 300 300 to rupees 200 and the quantity demanded increases from 300 plate setting 3000 plate setting to 5000 plate setting What is price elasticity of demand for silverware? What is price elasticity of demand for silverware? Price elasticity of demand for silverware. Now friends, we have to find out the EP in this case. So this is another question before us. Now the question is like this. Suppose a departmental store has a sale on its silverware. If the price of a plate setting is reduced from rupees 300 to rupees 200, now the first information in front of us is price. Initial price equal to rupees 300. The price reduced from 300 to 200. Now the price goes down. P1 equal to 200. And the quantity demanded increases from 3000. So initial quantity equal to 3000 units. Price falls, so quantity demanded goes up. Q1 equal to 5000 units. EP. So this is the problem like this. Now we have to find out delta P equal to 300 and 200, the difference between the two, rupees 100. Delta P is rupees 100. What is delta Q? Delta Q equal to 3000 से 5000 हो गया quantity. So 2000 units. 2000 units. So EP. So friends, we will calculate EP in this question in another formula. We know that if there is a comparatively large change in price and quantity demanded, we have to follow another method, that is arc elasticity method. We know that in arc elasticity method there is a range in between the two points of a arc. This is a arc. In between, in this is a range. In these 2 points we have to calculate elasticity. So obviously there will be a large change in price and quantity demanded. Within this range there is a large change in price and quantity demanded. So we have to follow the arc elasticity method by solving this problem. So this problem can using arc elasticity. Using arc elasticity. So the formula for arc elasticity is EP, the formula delta Q by delta P with the change normal formula जो delta Q by delta P, normal formula for elasticity is our delta EP formula, delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is our normal formula for calculating EP. So in this case, in arc elasticity case, the change must be there. The change must be there. That means the change like this point A, this point B, this is price, quantity. So the change must be same. Whether price from P to P1, this is delta Q. From P1 to P, this is also delta P, sorry. From P to P1, this is our delta P. From P1 to P, this is our delta P. Just like this. From Q to Q1, this is delta Q. From Q1 to Q, also this is delta Q. So the change portion remain the same. So we have put this delta Q by delta P into. In this method, there is a large change. As there is a proportionately more or large change in price, and due to the quantity, in quantity there is also a large change. Price falls 300 to 100, 100 rupees का fall हो गया price का, and due to the fall in price of rupees 100, the quantity rises from 3000 to 5000. So here the change is a spectacular amount, 2000 change. So delta Q here 2000. So with the application of arc elasticity method, we will solve this problem. In this case, we have to take the average because the range is large, 2 price and 2 quantity, which is whether we will take the P as the initial or P1 as initial, or whether we will take Q as initial quantity or Q1 as initial quantity. So in this case, to solve this, we have to take the average of 2 price and average of 2 quantity. So EP का फॉर्मूला ऐसे होगा डेल्टा Q बाय डेल्टा P इंटू P1 प्लस P2 बाय 2 डिवाइडेड बाय Q1 प्लस Q2 बाय 2, average of the price and average of the quantity. Now we will find out what is the average of the price and average of the quantity. First delta Q. Delta Q is 2000. Delta P is our 100 into average of the price. Average of the price means 300 plus 200 divided by 2. It comes to 300 plus 200, 500. 500 divided by 2, 250. This is P1 plus P2 by 2. Divided by Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Q1 5000. This is initial, this is final. So 3000 plus 5000, it is 8000 divided by 2, it is 4000. It comes to 4000. Now, by solving this, we will get So this is the value of EP in this case. So friends, we have solved this question with arc elasticity method. So friends, you have to remember, if there is a large change in price and quantity, we have to follow this arc elasticity method. If there is small change, very small change, we have to follow point method. And if there is a medium change in price and quantity demanded, we should follow the percentage method. So friends, in this class we have solved various problems by using different methods. So this is your problems on price elasticity of demand. You can solve various problems from various books also, but these are the varieties of problems. This is very easy to solve, only you have to remember the formula. In this arc elasticity method, you have to remember this average of the price and quantity. In percentage method, we have to follow the normal formula, that means delta Q by delta P into P by Q. In this way, we have solved various problems on this chapter. So friends, thanks you.